Patriot come lately. British by birth, American by choice. Just like the Founding Fathers. The voice of the conservative resistance.
This is Stefan, your Patriot come lately, proud to be on Red Nation Rising Radio. These can be dark and depressing times, but Main Street USA finally has a competitive voice to traditional mainstream media outlets. And it's screaming at all hours, 24/7, we want our country back. America, it's time to wake up, expose the regressives, and keep listening to the new dominant force in conservative internet talk radio, the Red Nation Rising Radio Network, powered by ICRN.
Not too long ago, it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank, didn't it? For a vacation or a new car. But today, withdrawing your own cash has become risky. Pat Boone here for Swiss America. According to The Secret War, a new Swiss America white paper, I learned that all banks are now required to spy on you and me for the government, and then report any financial behavior deemed suspicious or unusual. You must read The Secret War. It's free. Truth is, I believe the government's new war against cash is really a war against us all. But the secret is now out. So please, get and read The Secret War.
Call 800-516-3405, 800-516-3405, 800-516-3405. Call right now. That number again is 800-516-3405.
You're listening to Patriot Come Lately Talk Radio, broadcast on the internet, and also available at archives.patriotcomelately.us, a proud member of the Red Nation Rising Radio Network. Well, folks, a little bit of difficulty tonight. Again, hopefully the people listening to the rebroadcasts or listening to the recordings aren't. I will have spliced everything together, so it should be stuck together. But I know my apologies to my live listeners because it was a little bit of problems with the hotel network here. Earlier in the show, our dear friend Rex was guessing whether I was going to be retiring. He did say, from work, you mean, not from the show. And, of course, the huge announcement, in addition to visiting the inauguration, was that, yes, I will be retiring from the show. But I will also be retiring from work soon, but not quite now. So, and who knows, then I may have more time for different things. But anyway, I've got some other topics, so let's get to some of those other topics. And the other topic I wanted to handle, like I said, I'm talking about the transition and what Trump is doing, but also a little bit the reactions of the left. And we've talked tonight about the recount and things. Here was another one that was pretty insane, and this is Democrat Representative Luis Gutierrez. With a name like that, we know where his sympathies are going to be, and they're not going to be with Trump. He's a Democrat representative from Illinois, and, in addition to all the crazy reactions and the and the riots and the basically, that's not protesting anymore. That's just riots. But Gutierrez has said some things which kind of cross a line, I think, and also other commentators as well. Basically threatening to go to war with Trump, ICE, DHS, and the federal government if the next president dares to enforce our country's immigration laws. Gutierrez held a press conference with Chicago Mayor Rahm Deadfish Emanuel to announce that the city has crisis counselors for any residents who are feeling uneasy by Trump's election. What have we come to? Crisis counselors. I mean, this just, unbelievable. But okay, that's insane. But what Gutierrez was spouting was even insaner, or as I said earlier, perhaps even treasonous. So Gutierrez said, I want to make it absolutely clear. The dream community and those who feel a sense of hopelessness and despair, you have a community of Americans with you. The majority of Americans with you. I don't think so. I don't know where they get this majority of people. We don't want illegals here. Now, come on. We'll go into the discussion. Obviously, we need to focus on the real bad guys, first of all. But technically, anybody who's over here is breaking the law. They broke the law by crossing the border. They're probably breaking the law because they are illegal. Therefore, they're also carrying out tax fraud, perhaps even welfare fraud. So there's a number of things that they're doing illegal, even if they're the so-called good ones. For people that he calls, the dream community or the dreamers, it's unfortunate for them. These are the ones that were brought here as young children by their parents. Well, their parents broke the law, and technically so did they. Yes, they were children. They didn't know what was happening. That doesn't necessarily mean that they can stay here. But again, if they've been good citizens, are they paying their taxes? They're illegal, they can't have a social security number, therefore they can't pay taxes, therefore they're breaking the laws, as I said, in more ways than one. But suppose that's all the laws they've broken. We can talk about that. There are fines, there are things that we can do. I would always say anybody like that, even if we give them a so-called amnesty, the amnesty should never include a path to citizenship. If you want to do that, there are laws on the books, and it means you go back to your own country, and if you've been here for more than 5 years, you have to wait 10 years. If you've been here less than 5 years, I believe you have to wait 5 years before you can come back. Those laws are on the books. We don't need to change anything. So anyway, but so Gutierrez is spouting off about the majority wanting them to stay, but he never backs it up with facts. So come on, Gutierrez, give us some hard facts that prove that the majority of Americans believe illegal aliens should be granted amnesty. Reagan did it, and look where it got him, right? He did it on condition that they would build a wall. Congress said, okay, amnesty first, then the wall. He signed amnesty, and the wall never got built. So, I mean, that's ridiculous. Now, Gutierrez has said if Trump dares to revoke Obama's DACA executive order, Gutierrez said he will consider it a declaration of war. He pledged not to allow immigration reform to go forward on the backs of dreamers. Now, if he considers that rescinding that executive order, which a lot of people think is unconstitutional and illegal, which grants amnesty to nearly 1 million illegal aliens, if he considers that a declaration of war, then it means he's ready to go to war with the president. That, to me, sounds like treason or sedition, because he's saying that he's willing to fight the U.S. government on behalf of people who are not citizens of this country, and they have no right to be here. Now, he can feel bad about them. I can understand that with a name like Gutierrez, as most of them do tend to be of Hispanic background. Well, most, I say, that's not totally true. There's also a lot of Eastern Europeans, Russians, a lot of visa overstayers. Not everybody comes over the southern border, right? So it isn't just Hispanics. But anyway, but the Gutierrez obviously thinks this is aimed against Hispanics. He is a congressman. He swore an oath to protect the Constitution and uphold the laws of the land. And now he's threatening to fight the government. That's not upholding the Constitution. That's not upholding the laws of the land. So that's not only, as I said, that's not only treason, it's also sedition. He may even, and I don't have all the full words of what he was saying, he may even be calling for armed insurrection. Now, that's definitely treason. Armed insurrection against federal authority. As far as I know, punishment for these sort of crimes can be anywhere from 5 years in prison to death. Treason, death is one of the ultimate things. Now, if you think he was just speaking metaphorically, think about this. He said that he is ready to die for their cause. Before they come for you, they will have to come for us. Before they deprive you of your liberty and your freedom to express yourself and live fully in this country, they will have to deny us our freedom, our liberty to express ourselves. Well, if that isn't, if that isn't inciting people, I don't know what is. Right? He's threatening to give aid to foreign enemies and to undermine federal authority. Sorry, folks, treason, and sedition. So, at the very least, he should be expelled from Congress. He was elected to represent the citizens of his district, not foreign nationals in this country illegal. By making this declaration of war, he's not fulfilling his duties by any means. Okay, folks, I think it's time for the final commercial, and I'll be back after a sip of beer and this commercial.